Hey there, Debo here. I got a big light there. So yeah, I'm just like randomly streaming out of nowhere today, but I got this done. Well, mostly done. It is the Collector's Menagerie, and I've been working on it for a little bit, and just got an order in from Wild Bricks, Georgia today from Bricklink. So what's really cool? Of course, you get your business card in there, but they sent a pin. Check it out, Wild Bricks, Georgia. It's pretty boss. Yeah. All right. So mainly what I'm going to be doing today is building the Infinity Gauntlet. And should anybody pop into the stream and have any need to discuss the Infinity Saga or anything like that, Alexander, what's going on, yo? Yeah, I'm all about it. So we're going to be doing that. I'm going to be taking a look at this a little bit more in depth. That's why I got the light out to see kind of the nether regions of the thing. So essentially, this is the Collector's Menagerie. And I kind of wanted to talk about it like this rather than trying to shoot a video for it because let's face it, the production value is kind of heinous on those. But Nora's here today, so she might be popping in the stream. But yeah, so I have like 21 individual cells here in the center, which are the pieces that I just ended up getting. The half cylinders there. I don't know how well we'll be able to check it out, being a very poor webcam, but I'll turn a little bit so you can see. But yeah, these little cells go all the way back, and I mean, there's different aliens from different Lego themes, some CMFs in there, some Marvel characters. And of course, you can see it continues all the way through that floor, and then on the back there, yeah, that's MODOK. Nebula's in there. We got some Life on Mars characters. Let's see, the CMF for Monica is there. Some Space Police 3 folks and other various whatnot and wherefore. So yeah, that was the last little bit. I wanted to get this to a point where I could like show people things. Hey Zach, what's going on? Let's see if we can tilt down a little bit so you can see what's going on in the bottom level. It's slightly different than what's up top. Yeah, sorry, trying to get the light out of the frame a little bit and rotate this thing. See, I'm not at all prepared for this. I was just like, you know what? I'm bored. But yeah, so down there is just a collection of plant life and animal life that I kind of funkily cobbled together. So the light's probably bleaching out everything. I'll see if I can make a better video showing it off. Brickanista, what's going on? Yes, I will brick it the best I can. But yeah, so I worked on some funky things down there, and I have some freeform aliens as well as like foxes in there. Yeah, I really don't know if I can get much closer so you can see it. There's a polar bear in there. The Loki gator is in there. And then around on the side too, I'm going to use these for like smaller cells. Well, they're more of a stasis chamber, so that things are living. They're not like dead, but kind of trapped in stasis, so they're not trying to break out of this collection, this menagerie. So yeah, I got a little elves dragon baby there. What do they call him? The frog Thor. Got an alien here from Alien Conquest. It was like a little face hugger thing that fits over minifig's head. And then my little baby checkers right there. But yeah, so I'm gonna find some more little individual weirdness and put it on the side here and on the opposite side there. I do have one on the other side right now as it stands. Throg. Yeah, that's what that was the name that they called him, Throg. Can you see him? He's kind of bleached out. Whoa, that light is just wild. That's not much better. But anyway, Oscar the Grouch is also been collected by the collector. So yeah, that's what's on this floor here, and then the The second floor, of course, all those cells. Tried to get the colors to match as best as I could, but I wasn't going to try and go too overboard with bricklin quarters to try and get color matches and stuff. That's the way I do it. Like if I got a piece, I try and make it work with the other pieces. If the colors aren't right, I try and arrange them and make them look like they could be right. So, thanks, Zach. Yeah, the colors, of course, are Debo classics, as it were. So you got your dark pink, you got your medium lavender, your medium azure here. Flame yellow is another one that's just awesome. It just goes with so many things. So I got accents of that going all through it. And of course, these little frozen poplar trees, birch trees, if you will, going on the side. But I augmented the branching on those just a wee bit, to make it look sweet. But I wish you could see it from the angle I'm seeing it. Unfortunately, the camera here doesn't work too well for that. But yeah, just the way everything kind of meshes from this angle is just nice. And then of course the top. Let's talk about the top. Hopefully, there, get that out that way. Sorry, my syntax is off today. But yeah, so I've got the little video beatbox covers, all kind of wedged in there with arches, and I inverted those arches because I couldn't find the complementary curve, for a underside slope arch. So I just inverted them, and I did that using the flower studs and the bar stud. Some folks call it an inkwell. I call it a bar stud. But they go in together just right. And rather than using like a hollow stud, or as some folks say, the Apollo stud, it limits the movement so it doesn't sink down too far. So I needed to stop at a certain place. So those ones have the hollow inserts, works best for that, for me, for this purpose. Otherwise, I'd use the other thing probably. But each cell kind of has like a monitor on the front to let you know the status of things. And, they'll change colors if people are trying to break out, or if the stasis field was no longer active, something like that. Stephanie involved in the operation? Well, I'm pretty sure that she was involved in the procuring of some of these unique creatures, because we all know Stephanie and her proclivities for apprehension. Yeah. So many car hoods. Now that's dark pink right there. Dark pink is great. I think I got a couple of those. I had a couple of them I picked up on Bricklink for like 6 cents each. And then 2 of them I got with the Friends car recharging station thingy. It's got the little windmill and the sweet medium azure car, which I ended up taking most of the pieces from that and making another full-on medium azure car, little roadster thing. I dig it. I'll hopefully show it here in a second. But yeah, there is a polar bear down there. Just trying to catch up on the chat a little bit. Stephanie, of course, she's involved. Those are video boxes. Pretty much the only pieces on there other than that are the white little turntable inserts that go on the side there, just because it didn't really have, there's nowhere else you can really use those effectively. Plus they do make another connection point if I ever wanted to attach something else to there. But not from what I can see. Yeah, that is a ton of dark pink. Dark pink. See, the thing with my colors is like I go to a Bricklink store and I'm like, all right, what is the cheapest color? That just across the board you can get anything for like pennies each. So dark pink is one. Medium lavender was one. Flame yellow, because it hadn't really kicked in yet, but people are starting to pick up on that flame yellow, so it's rising up in price a little bit. Another one you can get really cheap is lime. In the correct circumstances, lime is fantastic. I'm working on something downstairs. Yeah, I've got to work in it downstairs because I have no room for it in here. It's green and lime, so hopefully you'll see that soon. It's massively huge. Stephanie is the lavender market. Yeah, that's probably true. There is a little bit coral. The coral is just really behind the backs of some of these cells here. But yeah, that's really not much visible coral. There's some light pink on top. Here, I'll see if I can angle it up. Hopefully nobody has seasickness going on. There we go. Let me disconnect this light because it's about ready to tip over. There we go. Yeah. So we got kind of a design there on the floor. Surfer and Thanos. um, Adam Warlock there. The collector in the back. Now that's my own cobbled together collector. So I'm not paying $1,000 to get a San Diego Comic-Con limited edition exclusive minifigure. No. I first got interested in it when I saw it around $300, but I didn't even have that money then. I'm not going to have that money now. So I just kind of tossed that dream down the drain. How long did it take you to build this? Well, a lot of it was recovered from, or at least the stanchions were recovered from the, good angle there, GBC thing that I had. I knew I kind of wanted them for like a space themed thing. So I just got a lot of them pretty cheap from a Brickling store. Usually the story of how my build starts, like I get a lot of one piece cheap from a Brickling store, and then that, sparks a couple things. But yeah, so then I got on a dark pink kick, and just every time I hit in a Brickling order, I get a little bit here, a little bit there, whatever they got cheap. Yeah, and so I kind of amassed this big drawer of dark pink, which also housed the medium lavender, just because they're awesome together. So got that. Yeah, it's all about just stockpiling some stuff, and then all of a sudden you'll come up with what to do with it. Purchases for the VIP weekend. I put in a purchase at 12:05 last night because I didn't want to take a chance of missing out on any of the bonus goodies. So I got enough for the 10 sign. So we got the 10 sign coming because I got 10 signs in my garage. I love those things. And like I got like SDP and Mobile and Exxon and all, Texaco, all that stuff out there. Pennzoil, you name it, just like car stuff. So I thought it'd be cool to have a Lego one out there as well. And it's just it gives the garage a bit of kitschiness to it, Let's see. 400 soccer plates. Yeah, it's probably closer to 500 because with this order I put in, I got another 35, 40 more. Yeah. So I'm cornering the market on sports field section is what it's called. I used to call them sports plates, and then I was like, no, they're like one plate thicker than a brick, so we'll call them sports bricks. But that never stuck in my head, so I'm just like, all right, sports field section. That's what Bricklink calls it. That's what I'm going to stick to on that. But yeah, got a lot of them, and they're all in use downstairs except for the ones that just came in. So yeah, I expect to use all of them. Matter of fact, this is a bag of lime 1x2 plates that I had to get to work on that. And yeah, this wasn't as much as you might think for other pieces. Mostly I had to find a place that had a good price on these and that they were new. Because if you order transparent pieces and you want them to be like a display or something, or you want them to be something that you look through, you want to try and get them new, because otherwise there's going to be some serious scratching going on. I've got 2 used ones back here that I kind of had as placeholders to see if the effect would work okay. But I had to take those out of play because they're really scratched up. So if you're ever doing that, always look for them new. And if you are going to buy them in bulk, I recommend buying them through Bricklink, where you have a seller that you communicate with, and you're like, yeah, don't scratch that, please, or something like that. Whereas if you get them from Bricks and Pieces, they just put them all in the same bag, and stuff comes through like seriously scratched up. Probably 1 in 5 are noticeably scratched. That is the case with the windows on the big white building back behind here. See there? You can't see them too close, but yeah, they are. Some of them are pretty scratched up, and I got them new. However, for those, I would definitely recommend even still buying them through Bricks and Pieces, because you get, well, it wasn't Bricks and Pieces, it was Pick a Brick, but the online Pick a Brick, because you can get them for 6 cents each. 6 cents for a I'm lisping over here. 6 cents for a window pane, and that's a beautiful price to pay. Yeah. I am monopolizing parts, Alexander. I kind of am. I guess maybe there's a chance I could be offsetting the market for the sports field sections. Maybe they're going to start raising up in price, and everybody's just like, "Ooh, look at this sweet piece that nobody else can figure out what to do with." Hey, Chris, what's going on? Good to see you. Yeah, yeah. So some parts are just like that awesome that you got to just kind of stock them up. Um, let's see. And let's see. I've got Proxima Midnight in here. I've got Cull Obsidian. I've got Corvus Glaive. I was sure I had Ebony Maw somewhere in town that I picked up, like, because you can usually get him for about $5 on Bricklink. But I was sure I had him somewhere in town. Lo and behold, I couldn't find him. Then I checked the database. He's not entered in the database. So I had to put in another Bricklink order to end up getting him into the house for this. Just because they're kind of crashing the party on the collector. That's a little narrative I got going on up here right now. And of course, I got the classic Thanos with the classic Infinity Gauntlet gem arrangement there with the green soul at the center. Because I mean, there's storyline things to go into that. So, but I've also got Adam Warlock's Cocoon in here. I got my Sig Fig in here. I've got the goat from Remy Baker when they were doing the stream. So yeah, I got my goat, and of course the goat is in the like. This is my thoughts behind this is like a VIP section for all the collectors, like most precious things. So like he's probably got like warehouses upon warehouses upon warehouses of stuff, maybe planets full of collections, but like this is like creme de la creme of his collection. And I got a scroll front and center there. But yeah, we're doing pretty good, Chris. Things are getting cold over here. Like today is maybe going to be 40, something like that. It's been that way for a minute, so not that great. Stockpiling built sets. Need to find places to display or store them. I'm really running into that problem. I'm out of space. I've got to figure out some amazing space-saving, ingenious techniques, which I don't think I'm capable of, to be able to fit everything that I've got and everything that I want to have from Lego. I'm probably going to be co-opting part of the basement. Well, I've already started co-opting part of the basement, at least for one build. And then like there might be more stuff down there because I have so many, I don't know if you can see it too well, but I have a entire row of space vehicles riding above the traffic in my town because I got into the Space Police 3 kick. I was finding them cheap on eBay. I was feeling that nostalgia hit really hard. So I just kind of started stocking up on those things, and they're just so sweet, and I don't want to break them down, but I got to have some place to put them. And there's too many space vehicles going on here right now. I got a whole Eternals thing happening, the X-Men Blackbirds dropping into town. I'm just out of space for space. Yeah, Koi, hey, what's going on? Yeah, I'm just busting out live today because I got Miracle of Miracles. I got this weekend off, so was working on some stuff, and like I've been doing Lego this whole time. I just broadcasting, kind of finding the right point in time to start doing it again has been a little bit rough. But I was like, I want to start sharing this stuff with folks and talking about them while I'm building and things like that. So we're gonna get into a build here before too long. But I just kind of want to show this off a minute. Need to build a meteor and wipe out half your city and rebuild. Yeah, I probably could, or just like build a Katamari and just roll the entire thing up. Yeah, I could probably do that. Snow by the end of the week. Yeah, snow is definitely. I had it at least twice now. Yesterday morning when I got up my car, there was a little bit that stuck to it. Nothing too bad though. All right, Chris. I will see you later, homie. All right. So, hey, big block. I'm gonna move this back here. Get that out of the way so I can start scooting things around and making room for the build table to come in. Oh, before I get too far, got this car carrier. It's awesome. I wanted to do a video on it, but I was like, people know there's a car carrier out there. If they want it, they're gonna get it. But who knows? I still might. I did kind of want to show this off. I put an Instagram post of it up, but it's the little car I made from that Friends set. And of course, I had some more medium Menagerie sitting around. So did a little Roadster number here. But I just love those fenders, and I wanted to use them somewhere, so I just kind of threw this together. It's a fun one. I like it a lot. There we go. And I did get the coffee cart gift with purchase. There we go. Made by James May, the person who also co-designed the typewriter and made the creator Tuk Tuk, which you can adapt to tow this. You just have to put a like you put a mixel joint or like a tow ball holder right back here. Just take out these two pieces, and then boom, it'll go right onto there. So that's one thing I was thinking about working on. I was also thinking about because I got the Batman tumbler, so I was thinking about taking the tumbler, figuring out a way to make the front two wheels detachable and form a bat pod. That was a rabbit hole that just stymied me for like 4 days. I couldn't do anything because I was just kept thinking about it and I couldn't figure out how to do it. So I had to wash my hands of the whole project. Thanks, Zach. The coffee truck is dope. It is mega dope. Been in the mid 40s? Yeah. I for sure hear that. 57 degrees. Oh, Alexander, you tropical man. The Carolinas have weird weather. Like they've got nice weather for a lot of the year, which it's because they're like on the Atlantic. It helps things. The currents and the way the wind blows and nature. Sorry. All right, trying to find room and make space to bust this bad boy out. There we go. So yeah, I'm going to be making the Infinity Gauntlet today. And who knows if I'll keep the gems in their current arrangement or change it around. But that's something I got a while ago, and I thought that'd be fun to, put together and talk to folks while I'm putting it together. I do have a couple more sets in my closet, but I don't even know if I'm going to build those. I'm not going to even mention them because I don't want to get anybody's hopes up. But there's a couple more sets there. Excuse me. Yeah, if Galactus wiped out half the buildings, he probably could. Oh, you can't even see him. He's dwarfed behind the thing now. Yeah, Galactus could totally wipe some stuff out. I just need more shelf space. I just need another room. Or I need to get rid of the books that I have in here. That's what I really need to do. Just give up on printed matter altogether. All right, so we're gonna bust into this thing here. Using an X-Acto with a Japanese blade. It's got that nice curve to it. That way you can slip behind things and not have to worry about punching a lot of needless holes anywhere. We got 1, 2, 3 bags here. And of course I flatten all my boxes and I hold on to them just because I'm weird like that. So take that. And I'll set it over here with the other ones. There we go. Blade back in its home. So we don't want stray knives out. And can Galactus wear the Infinity Gauntlet? He can't wear this one, but there is a version that I've got in Doctor Strange's house that was one of the Mighty Micros, where it was like a 2-pack of like super deformed Lego figures from Marvel that kind of was like a battling 2-pack. So I think it was like Iron Man and Thanos. And Thanos' ride was shaped like, a gauntlet, but with a seat and wheels. So I adapted that to look more like a gauntlet. So I could probably put that on his hand if I wanted to. So bag 1. Bag 2. And bag 3. There's not as much shiny gold bits in here as you might think there are. Let's see if I can get this light back on again. Sorry, my studio is haphazard because we're just jumping in today. All right, let's see if I can do this without bleaching out everything. There we go. Friends don't let friends use push tabs. Yeah. Well, thankfully, this one didn't come with a push tab. This one was the 2 inspection stickers that are on there. All right, but 2 and 3 have a good amount of dark tan, and oh my God, is that a? Yeah, that's a gold. Wow, there's some good gold action in here. There really is. All right, how do you feel about new Marvel mechs coming out? Excited for the Wolverine minifig? I've got actually Wolverine is in Doctor Strange's house, having a showdown with Hulk right in the middle of the living room. So that's where my Wolverine is right now. And this new Wolverine looks pretty much exactly the same as that one. So I'm probably not going to pick it up, but I am impressed with the way they did the claws on the mech. That is fantastic. But as far as mechs go, unless I get them on clearance and I need the bits to come in it, I'm not really going to stick with it. I mean, I've got a Hulkbuster armor for Iron Man. That's pretty much Iron Man's mech. But the fact that Iron Man, who is already a mech, needs another mech to go into, it's kind of ridiculous. And honestly, the premise of superhero mechs is kind of it's like why would a superhero need a mech? They're already superpowered. Like, how is a mech going? Like, I would think that a mech would limit their power really more than anything, because like say putting Spider-Man in a mech, that mech is not going to be nearly as agile as Spider-Man, nor as strong. Pretty much same across the board except for Iron Man. Like, Tony Stark is just a dude. So a Batman mech would make sense. Venom mech is pretty ridiculous, but I know they did that. Thanos mech, now the MCU has led a lot of people down the wrong path as to what Thanos' capabilities are. Like, Thanos would never use a blade weapon. Thanos doesn't need a blade weapon. He's got energy projection and stuff. He can shoot like beams from his eyes and his hands and things like that. He doesn't have any need for anything as passe as a big spinny sword thing. That's ridiculous. Did I ever quit smoking? I did for about a month, and I've been smoking like a chimney ever since. Excuse me, water. But that's not to say I don't smoke without any guilt. I feel horrible every time I light a cigarette. But oh, look at that! It's got a little thing, little pitches. All right, 1, 2, 3 tells you the states of the bag, or states ends of the completion of each bag, of course. And I do have my own homemade Infinity Gauntlet, but it's downtown. That's why I call downstairs. It's downtown right now. So I didn't think far enough in advance to go ahead and grab it and maybe build like Doc Samson with a little bit of hindrance there. But yeah, we're going to move on from that. Let's see. Just going to catch up here a little bit on the chat. Sorry, pop my head in the frame. Just because I'm not coordinated enough for a down cam. Are you kidding me? Yeah, the X-Men series. There were a couple. There. You had the Blackbird. You had the one that was Deadpool, Wolverine, and Magneto with the helicopter. Seems to me there was at least one more, possibly, but I'm not a fan of Deadpool, so I didn't end up getting the helicopter because I already had Magneto and Wolverine. So, but yeah, mechs. Yeah, it's definitely worth it for the minifigs. It's all about the minifigs. Like the parts that come in those packs are just amazing, and they're good to use anywhere. All right, so they got me with an 8 and a 10 on plate here. That's going to be the back side. And we're going to reverse that build for these other two sides. So I think we're going to be building the base of this thing first here. Yeah, the low price point is awesome. It's awesome. And the pieces in there are so useful. mostly because you end up getting the 1x2 plates that are rounded with the bar-sized holes in them. Those things are amazing. You get a lot of hollow studs. You get a lot of inkwells. You get a lot of mixel joints. You get so many mixel joints from that action. Gambit minifig. Now, see, yeah, that would. There've been a lot of knockoff Gambit minifigs that I've seen, and they all try and do a cape for them. And I don't think any of the capes have been successful enough for me to say, you know what, that's the one. I want that one. So I'm just gonna wait. Whenever Lego puts one out, it's probably going to be better than those versions. So I'm going to wait. And if they don't put one out, I don't feel so bad. Because, I mean, Remy, any of the X-Men, you can just kind of put somebody in civvies with similar hair and call them an X-Man or X-person or X-woman or current person. They're, students of Charles Xavier at any rate. Rebrick this challenge with Wolverine mech. I might be in for that. Work is getting to a point where, well, I mean, it's not great. I mean, it's okay. It's the work is tough. I mean, just because you don't have a lot of people, so you gotta not cut corners, but you gotta shift people from A to B and make things work. So work is a involved situation. So it requires a little extra attention these days. So I haven't been able to do challenges like I used to and things like that. But I'm gonna be working on that. Trust me. I do miss doing me some challenges. All right. So it just looks like we're building the base as you would assume it be built, with the 3 long slopes, 33-degree slopes, and sloped corners. I think they didn't want one in there. Yeah, that's right. Hold on. I've advanced too far. There we go. And then 2 more corners. Cha-cha and cha-cha. All right. Then I need 2 Technic beams. Oh, thanks, Brickanista. Yeah, well, your Rorschach self-portrait, that was that was deep. That was deep. I'm just trying to use up my dots. That's all I'm doing. I still have a whole ton of them to use up. So I got at least one more good-sized mosaic in me somewhere. Just finished another one last night, but that one's for my living room, so I didn't take any pictures of it. All right, so working on a thing here. The new cape for Doctor Strange, I did see that. I saw it because somebody ended up getting them on Bricks and Pieces order, and it's a solid piece rubber cape. It's pretty sweet. Don't know if I'm going to get any of the new sets. I'm pretty satisfied with my Doctor Strange, and I've already got so many Spider-Man. I got Spider-Man coming out my ears. And there's only so many times you can say, well, it's obviously a scroll. It's mimicking Spider-Man. So even the scrolls get bored with that after a while, I'm sure. All right, there we go. So yeah, now we're just assembling a basic base. Well, it's a monumentally basic base. Basically, it's pretty cool. Oh, thanks, y'all. I missed hanging out with everybody. I really did. Like, when I build on my own, I'm thinking, oh, I could be talking about this right now. If I had some people in here, we could be chatting about this and that. Yeah, and I got kind of sentimental. I was like, I miss my friends. I need to go building again. And so here I am. there. All right, so it's just kind of locked down with a hollow 4x4 plate going around the edge there. Yeah. Thanos would not really need any additional firepower to shoot down something. He's got it. That's why he's a cosmic being. It's not just because he's like big. It's yeah. Sometimes I will say this about the Marvel features and about superhero features in general. They get too caught up in the spandex of the whole thing a lot. Like muscles and visible power and force and how you can wield that. Not so much the powers necessarily that someone might contain. Dark Phoenix did a great job with that though, and Captain Marvel too. Yeah, I missed y'all too. Iron Spider Lego figure that came with the magazine. It's Spider-Man in a suit that was designed by Tony Stark. First time I saw the Iron Spider released as a minifigure, I think was with the Doctor Strange house. Or maybe that could have been the second time. That could have been the second time that Iron Spider was released, because they've put out a few different versions of it. Some with more gold than others. Some with more accessories than others. I mean, it's always looked cool every time. I did not end up getting the Doctor Strange house because I had the Doctor Strange set from the movie, and I kind of regret that a little bit. I did end up getting some pieces on Bricklink from it, though. I got the his window. I ended up getting a sticker sheet for it, and a couple other bits, and of course now I have Cull Obsidian. So, yeah, it seems like these last couple of years I've been kind of making up for sets that I never got at the right time. And I've been paying the price for it a little bit, but that just goes to show if something is released and you want it, get it when you want it. Don't talk yourself out of it, because that's only gonna wind up biting you in the tail years down the line. I'm down to just a handful now of white whales that I need. One is the Ferrari F40, but I need some place to put it. And then the other one is the Roby house that they made for the architecture series for Frank Lloyd Wright. Sandman versus Rhino set. Yeah, okay, yeah. Hey, BFAB, what's going on? Hey, Axel Plate, shoot. All kinds of people up in here. What's going down, y'all? Yeah, you're right. I was sure it was somewhere else, but yeah, thank you, BFAB. That is awesome. Yeah, I remember that set very well. I ended up not getting it because I like Rhino. Rhino made an appearance in the Silver Surfer. They had a little fight. It was like post Gauntlet or concurrent with the events of the Infinity Gauntlet stuff going down in New York City from the comics. And so that was really my first introduction to Rhino. And then lo and behold, when I started reading and buying comics further on down the line as an adult, I ended up picking up the first appearance of the Rhino, which is Amazing Spider-Man 41. It's not in great condition. It's not in great condition. Somebody had it in the like the back end of these key issues that they were selling at a convention. I found it in there, and I was like, you know what? It's not great, but at least I can say I have the first appearance of Rhino. So I have the first appearance of Rhino. Okay, so it looks like now we're just stacking tan and white. We got some snot action. Let's see where this is going to go to. Missing one over there on the other side for the bracket. But yeah, for the VIP weekend, so I made sure I got enough in to get the goodies, the bonuses. So I've been holding back on buying stuff lately, especially like Lego exclusive sets, just because I knew that the VIP fan or the VIP weekend would be coming up before Black Friday, and I wanted to get in on that this year versus the Black Friday stuff. So I started talking about this earlier, then I went down a different rabbit hole. So I ended up getting, I think, 3 things all total. One was police station. So I've ordered the police station. And in my town, the police run things differently than in normal life. That's how I can justify it. Because I guess there are people out there who had crisis of conscience when this first came out and were like, no, I'm not gonna, because the timing of the release was a little bit, problematic. Let's say that. Due to current events at the time. So like a lot of people were turned off from it, but the way things go in my city and the way that I think about Lego cities in general, and I was talking about this, I think, along similar lines with Alexander before, is that it's your city, it's your world, you're creating it. You can make it whatever you want it to be. You can have the people behave how you want them to behave. You can have your police function the way you want your police to function. I mean, they can be corrupt if you want them to be, or they can be upstanding and examples of what a police force should actually functionally do. So you can live out your ideals for the world through your city, which it's one of the things that makes it special about like having this whole metropolis behind you. Is like you're the mayor, you're controlling things, you're running the place. Nothing goes on without your say so. So it's like you're holding the Infinity Gauntlet over all these folks. Although the time gem might not be something that you can access quite as readily as you'd like, figuratively speaking. Let's see, Voltron. Oh, Voltron. God, I remember Voltron. Want to see a better Lego Ghost Rider motorcycle? Well, the first Lego Ghost Rider motorcycle, honestly, was pretty fantastic for me. I've got it. It's in the subway over here. I'm just gonna put that out there because I really dug it. Not always been the biggest fan of Ghost Rider. I purchased the first issue of Ghost Rider, was it Volume 3, Number 1 back in the day. But best police or Space Police? True Spot. Hey, Spot is here. Hey. But yeah, Space Police. But let's actually take a moment to examine this, because I was going to talk about this in one of my Space Police videos that I did that nobody watched anyway. So I was like, it's not really the forum for it. But think about it for Space Police, all right? Your standard Space Police officer is a yellow minifigure, okay, and they're out in space, and then so if it's not terrestrial, what is the basis for what is an alien, right? So it seems more like colonizers are out there in space, trying to control the regular inhabitants of an area. So Space Police is actually a little bit more shady than you might think. And my thinking of it is Brick Daddy and everybody from Space Police 3. They're more of a resistance force against Space Police. So the line between good guy and bad guy are blurred. Because, I mean, if it's Space Police, you would think there'd be other alien races involved in the policing of the galaxy, right? Well, something is afoot. Something is afoot. And I just continue to build while I'm talking about all this craziness. Space Police, Stephanie's dad. Yeah, she might have a hand to play in the Space Police, and I think they might also be sponsored by Octan. So when Big Oil gets involved, the rules change. So I definitely think Stephanie is, figuratively, I'm going to say, Stephanie is in bed with Big Oil. She's in bed with Octan. Yeah, that's how I see it. Okay, in there. Sounds like imperialism, right? Exactly. Yeah. And it's definitely not. I mean, there's so many Star Wars folk out here in the Legoverse, and I'm one of them, I admit. But I'm somebody, I can straddle the lines of fandom. Like, I can be a Star Wars fan and a Star Trek fan. I ain't gotta hate on one to love the other more. There's no need to do that. So, like the basic rules that go around with encountering a new civilization or new life forms in Star Trek are pretty good ones. It's a pretty solid way to proceed through the universe. But I don't think Space Police it came from the same mindset as that. But I do love me some Space Police, as much stuff as I talk about them right here. And it's mostly for the bad guys. Like their vehicles are the best. They look fantastic. Like the Space Police stuff is just like, yeah, kind of wishy-washy, middle of the road. But more advanced than say Mtron or Blacktron or any of the other space stuff that came before it. But the bad guy vehicles, they are on another level, or the supposed so-called bad guy vehicles. Because Brick Daddy's limo is so sweet. All right, let's go there. Yeah, there we go there. All right, so we're just kind of building the inner structure here for the Gauntlet. Keep seeing stuff about about Space Police. You should, because Space Police is awesome. Like there's Space Police 1, which is like way back. Space Police 2, I think was early 90s. And then Space Police 3 didn't really hit until about 2009, I think was when the initial first wave of that came out. It was just good. Like everything was just like I had taken all the stuff I'd learned from making, things for licenses like Star Wars and that, and integrating Technic into it with play functions and, basic structure stuff. And so they were able to make these fantastic vehicles that are really light, really swooshable. And the details on the aliens are amazing. That's why they're all in the Menagerie over here, because they're instantly collectible. So you got to collect them. And to make another further point, I kind of think that when they created the character of the collector, they were thinking about comic collectors and thinking about things in a larger sense, because that's just the way those guys operated back in those days. The comic creators used a lot of allegory. I'm coming up with stuff like Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Spider-Man, Fantastic Four, the X-Men especially. There we go. All right, so we're just it's Clip City going on right now. So I'm in seventh heaven. Space Police modular for the future. It could be suspended over your city. I was going to make a space. I was talking to Alexander about this, like a space, not really a satellite, not really a space station, kind of a space way station, I guess. So, like this huge floating colony out in space that would be able to house all my space vehicles mainly. I wanted just like a landing platform to put everything, and then house, of course, all my aliens and whatnot. Terrestrial, I should say terrestrials and extraterrestrials. But no, I just started building on the Menagerie because I'm like, man, I want to have a collector, and I want to use up these video beatbox windows. So I just kind of kept going down that line, and then that way I can put like all my really precious minifigures in one place, and I can get them out and examine them whenever I want, because that's not going to fit in the city anywhere. It's going to be a freestanding satellite thing. So it's kind of the route I went with that. All right, just going to check up on the chat here a little bit. Star Trek, shoot first, ask questions later. No. Star Trek was like, let's scan the surface before we even go down to the planet. Let's see what kind of life is there. Is the atmosphere hospitable? Do we have to wear any suits? Is there going to be any strange weather phenomenon we have to worry about? Anything down there that could be poisonous to humans? All right, well, once we cleared all those hurdles, maybe we're going to go down. And then is there any life form down there that Kirk might get a little red in the face over? If so, maybe he should go down with supervision. Because Kirk. Kirk was there to seek out new life. Yeah, Star Trek was diplomacy. There's a bit of that. I mean, they, when you're in a corner, of course they're going to fight back, but mostly it was like, let's try and work all this out and live in this galaxy together. Because it wasn't like Star Trek being like just humans. Like it was a Starfleet, the Federation. United Federation of Planets. So it's terrestrials, it's extraterrestrials. You got Vulcans, and eventually, well, I guess pretty much it was at first Vulcans and humans, and then they started bringing in others. I'm building the Infinity Gauntlet, and I'm going down a Star Trek rabbit hole. So let me just backtrack a little bit somehow. I'm looking for a. There we go. It's not very. Red shirts. Yes, the red shirts. Red shirts are classic. Building one of the heads. Yeah. Space platform makes me think of space elevator for Halo. Yeah, space elevators are just a fantastic idea in general. And so that would just be an awesome thing to have in real life. This has been a major part of so many video games I've played over the years. All right, there. He pulled me into that logic. Sorry, yo. I have weird ideas. Space police genre was based off them going after determined criminals, right? Yeah. Well, yeah, technically. I mean, well, at least for Space Police 3, that's the only one I can really speak on. They were going after Brick Daddy. Brick Daddy was like, he's the guy with the limo. So he was like the main dude in charge, right? Plus, he's got a glow in the dark head. So that's sweet. Plus, he's wearing a purple suit, driving around the limo. Jawson is his limo driver. And yeah, so the aliens from Space Police 3, or the extraterrestrials, rather, from Space Police 3 are some of the greatest minifigures of that type that you can get your hands on. So if you can, get your hands on them. The squid people with the two big bulgy eyes up top, that's where they originated from. So you got Squidman and Squidtron that are part of that series. Squidtron is just one of the greatest names I've ever come across in all of Lego. All right. So as you can see, now we're getting a little higher here. Why be a terrestrial when you can be an extraterrestrial? Can't emphasize the importance of extra enough nowadays. So true. Everybody's got to be a little bit extra, whether you're terrestrial or not. All right. So we're going to be building 4 of these. It looks like more just side bits incorporated into that snot action there. You can see it's going all the way up there. That's cool. I like a bit of repetitiveness in my builds. That way, there's been some attention paid to the design. Because repetitive is good. If you have something repetitive, what better way to bounce off something slightly more organic to really emphasize the organicness of it? Let's see. Human, Vulcan, androgynon, Tellarite. Oh, is that Andorian? Okay. The Andorians. The Andorians made something extremely obvious to me, finally obvious to me. We're pink skins. This I don't know what you'd call this color anywhere else, but I'm a pink individual. I really am. So I think of myself as a pink skin. Thank you, Star Trek, for that. I mean, yeah. I'll just leave that there. Okay, going up top here. Getting to a smaller field of remaining bits down there. Hooded one. Already have trouble just being me. No need for being extra. Well, I mean, being ourselves is the key to everything. Because if you want to be somebody else, that's called an impersonator, and usually they pay you money to do it at parties. But if nobody's paying me money to be somebody else, I'm going to be myself. All right, so 2, 2, 1. I'm really paying attention to the number of pieces being used now, because that's my big snafu. Like I'll keep going on a build, and then like I'll forget a 1x1 somewhere. And I got a spare at the end, and I'm like just very frustrated with myself for that. All right, this is gonna go Sean. Yes, Sean. There we go, right there on the back. So yeah, I got the police station coming. I have the Ferrari the Ferrari GT, Ford GT, and the Bronco 2-pack coming. It took me a while to rationalize getting that, $50. And I really only wanted the GT at first. But now I figured out a use for the Bronco, because now I have all 4 Ninja Turtles, and I want to make them their own vehicle that they can cruise around in. And it's not like going to be that the van that they usually have. I'm going to make it, let's do my thing. Make them their own ride that would be appropriate to this city. So kind of excited to do that. Also, this last week or so, I put together the Bro Thor's thing. Bro Thor's New Asgard. It's a fun little set. There's all kinds of cute little tchotchkes thrown in there and whatnot. But Thor with gut is definitely an unmissable figure. You got to get that. Okay. Snot. Plate. Fast. I'm not. Well, I mean, maybe I'm a little accelerated. That's mostly because my goal when making a set is not to be like ooh and ah over all the little bits, because I've built too many of these now to really ooh and ah during the build process. I ooh and ah after I'm done. I'll stare at this thing for a week. Watch me. Actually, don't watch me. Watching me stare at something, that's got to be the most boring thing anybody can do. All right. There, that. Okay. Got some nougat action going on. Light nougat. Yeah. Well, I don't know. I'm not really light nougat. I'm honestly pink. And then I changed to kind of a sand red at certain points in the year. So I go from bright pink to dark pink to sand red. Yeah, that's that's about my range right there. Tonally, skin tonally. That's why I think Lego ended up changing the names for those colors from flesh colors, because I mean, that's pigeonholing some things there. All right, so this is going to go on, and then we're going to open another bag. And I will try to limit the rabbit holes. Okay, so you right there, yes? There we go. Yeah, it's quiet. Color coordinating for the turtles, possibly. It depends. Honestly, it really depends on what I got on hand. If it works out like that, cool. If it clashes with them a little bit, that's also cool. It makes them stand out more. So I really see when I get a hold of it, because I gotta turn the Bronco into a 4-seater with allowances for shells in the back. So we'll see how that all ends up going. Sorry, I'm trying to talk over crinkly bags. That's what's going to make the paper bags great when we get them. Less crinkle. Less crinkle for your sprinkle. That's never going to be a phrase. Okay. So we got our first drum lacquered gold bit going on, and it's a 1x4 tile. Sweet. Love me some drum lacquered gold. And a little bit of tan, black. So yeah, we're starting to build the Gauntlet proper now. Dark tan here. Building Lloyd's Hydromech. Yeah, that was on the lower end for that series. I've got 2 of the bigger ones actually in my underwater area, which I can't properly film because I can't properly get light into there. But hopefully someday I can, because it's looking pretty sweet. Let's see. Bad build for a mech. Smaller mech sets are more fun. Yeah, they can be. There are certain things about the Lloyd's mech that I like for the Hydro mech. But a lot of times what they do with the mechs is they kind of pigeonhole it into a function, right? So it's got like a claw or something on it, or like a blade attachment that you have to go through all this rigmarole to replace. Just give a mech hands, put the accessories on the side, let him decide if he wants to hold it or not, right? It doesn't have to be built in. It doesn't have to have his life defined by his accessories. What is this, Park Avenue? Come on now. Come on, Lego. All right. Getting some more of this action in here. There. I'll tell you what, though, Zane's Titan mech is one of the greatest builds of this last year to come from Lego. If you get the chance and you have the cash, I highly recommend putting that together. It will blow your mind in 18,000 different directions, and you'll spend an entire 6 months trying to put it all back together again. That's how sweet that mech is. Also, incidentally designed by the same guy who did Voltron. And also, incidentally, Lloyd's Hydromech is also designed by Neek. Same dude. So, a little bit of trivia, y'all. Not like I'm a fanboy or anything. But yeah, now speaking of being a Lego fanboy, I'm a James May completist because I've got no, I got that wrong. Got the coffee cart, got the tuk tuk, and the typewriter. Typewriter, if you Naomi, I know you got that to put together yet. It's if you haven't watched Brickanista's thing, she keeps talking about she's gonna put together the typewriter soon. And understandably, that's one you want to kind of keep hesitating on because it's intimidating. But I screwed it up majorly when I put it together. I had to backtrack so far. I had to undo all the mechanisms for the keys to put in one little thing I forgot at the beginning, and I felt so bad about that. But I'm getting over it. I'm healing. Each day is a little bit easier on me. You know, I could put it behind me and start thinking of other things now. Regret is lessening. So a whole lot of drum lacquered gold going on here now. I need some drum lacquered gold ingots. A lot of these pieces I've seen from the Monkey Kid set. So this is, or the Monkey Kid mech. So this isn't exactly new stuff for me here. Not too much that's going to be like, oh my God, look at this new piece that's so revolutionary and unique. I'm not really expecting that from this build at all. But I am expecting to find this, dark tan. That's why. Come on now, where you be? Might be a Zoom call. Yeah, it's a toughie. Happened live when you built a Monster Jam Gravedigger. Oh yeah. But I mean, the typewriter is one that once you start building it, you just kind of gotta get in the mindset of building it and not look at how far you've progressed with it, really, or else you can get disheartened very quickly. Just because it's a lot of a build. Now I've put together Ninjago City Gardens back here. I put together Daily Bugle over here. But the typewriter is definitely the most challenging thing I put together this last year. It taxed me emotionally. I had to seek therapy afterwards. I never found any, but I did seek it. Piece here. It's got a lot of wedge plates going on. Wedge plates are fantastic when they have a use. When they don't have a use, there is nothing more useless. I guess that kind of makes sense, right? If there is no use, it's useless. But yeah, they can be a pain. Just trying to figure out a way to work them into something, and then trying to shoehorn it into a build, and then just being dissatisfied with it. But that's my process, right? Missed one notch on the technic hold on the step 3 and ruined the whole build on all on the live stream. Well, I mean, if you gotta ruin it, let everybody see. That way, if they have to build it, they'll know what to look out for. So you're doing a public service is what's going on there. All right, boom, boom, boom. All right, some more plating. A lot of these, a good number of these angled tiles here. It's like an L tile with the 45-degree cutout. It's just layering this in. So in the time where building Lego sets is becoming easier and easier, the typewriter is a challenge. The typewriter, I tore my hair out over the typewriter. It was a bad scene, man. I mean, it wasn't bad. It was just you have to do so many repetitive things, and then you have to kind of start putting these repetitive things in order, with a little bit of faith that you're not going to miss one little bit. And if you do, you have to backtrack usually so far to replace it. It gets a little bit disheartening. So you don't want to do that too much. So you have to concentrate extra hard on it. So you're expending more brain force on it. Yeah, brain force. That's. I'm just going to throw Brain Force out there for anybody who wants to use it. You can make a superhero team called Brain Force. It's free license for anybody. All right. So we've got the 1x2 curved slopes, which are indubitably fantastic. I'm bringing it a little closer here so you can kind of see what I'm working on. So yeah, there's the 1x2 curved slopes, which are so useful and are available in so many colors now. It's great. Yeah, we got a good amount of that gold lacquer there. Not bought any mind-numbing sets yet? Well, get the typewriter. You won't regret it. Getting it and having it together and looking at it in its place, just sitting out on it. It just looks so fantastic. Functionally, it's pretty good. There are some things that I have grips with, like the shift lock doesn't work for the shift keys. Spacebar doesn't really work. There are no numbers to select. If you do shift, there's nothing. There's no lowercase. There's no capitals. There's no numbers. There's no punctuations really. There's I think the comma and the period are the only things that would functionally go for a shift on that. But you put them both together on a tile, it looks like a semicolon, right? So very, very weird. But I mean, it's a pretty sweet set when you get it all together. We were putting it together like when Tiffany and I team up on a build, which is like team up on putting together a set. She will gather the pieces from the instruction page and shift them over to me, and then I will assemble them as shown on the thing. So she's usually working a step ahead of me, grabbing pieces while I'm putting together the stuff from the last step. And I'm moving pretty quick usually, so. But our timing is good. So those go pretty quick. All right, so using clips here, getting this on here. There we go. All right. Looks like its own little, looks like a horseshoe crab. Yeah. Yeah, it is nice shaping on there. It really is. Yeah, Brain Force, Super Brainy Baby. That's why I put it out there. I think that would be great for Super Brainy Baby Brain Force. Or yeah. All right. So okay, we're doing this onto here. It's connecting now. We're connecting. Hold your breath. Actually, you don't need to hold your breath. It's not that dramatic. Or it better not be that dramatic. There we go. All right, the first panel of the gauntlet is installed. All right, now we're doing looks like pretty much the same thing for the opposite side, but there's probably going to be a tweak or two difference. I think this side is going to be the gym side. So we shall see. All right, I need another tan 1x4. Then what's a 2x8. 2 round plates. The quarter variety, the 4x4. Next page here, we're tiling that up a little bit. There we go. All right, hooded one, I'll be here. Big block. Yeah, these are nice gold parts. These are really nice gold parts. I ended up getting the Monkey Kid mech thinking that would be, such a great thing and I'll keep it around forever and love it like it was my own child, but I didn't have that emotional connection to it, so I kind of disassembled it pretty quick. But I do have all those gold parts retained because I got ideas on what for they might be used. That's right, folks. Syntax is all over the place today. You can't judge my sentences. You don't know where they're going. All right, a lot of dark tan here because it's working really well with the gold. I mean, there's dark tan visible here, but it doesn't stand out to you as much as the gold because it kind of hides in the shadowed parts a bit, which is good. It's good. Okay, so we got that to this step. I'm going over here, getting these. There. All right. Yeah, Super Brainy Baby needs to come back. Super Brainy Baby has to... There should be like a Super Brainy Baby fun hour. Or Super Brainy Baby and Friends. All right. And again with the gold tiles. Yeah, if I get back into streaming as a regular thing, I'm gonna have to figure out a down cam, just because I got some cool stuff going on over here, but you can't really see it. Maybe that's for the best. Maybe my stuff is best as a lurker stream. Just hear me ramble on and talk smack in the background, and you'd be like, "What is this craziness I just heard?" Okay, next page. There we go. But yeah, I've been able to tune into a rare stream these days because Tricky Bricks is usually happening while I'm at work, and Brickanista stuff usually happens when I went to bed. And then Instagram streams I can't really watch because I only access Instagram when I'm outside having a cigarette. So other than that, I don't really check in. Plus, I mean, for me, doing things on the phone is kind of awkward. I can do them on the desktop, but I don't know. I just never really adapted to that lifestyle. But I know there's a lot of really great people doing stuff on Instagram. I know Alexander's on Instagram and a lot of other folks in the lug. And then the daily brick limit stuff. Brick Huntress's things are pretty cool from what I understand. And of course, 9 Brick City. I tried to keep up with the 9 minutes. But there's a lot of 9 minutes. Right. I don't know. I guess I just enjoy things on a 16:9 aspect ratio. But Twitch is too gimmicky for me. Like Flynn was saying the other day, because I ended up catching the Tricky Brick stream after the fact, like you usually do these days. But he was talking about how Twitch is becoming like more performative, where like there are all these bells and whistles, and you have to hop to and do all these things when people redeem points. I kind of knew that might be a thing that would happen. Because I noticed it a little bit with Brickanista's stream on Twitch. And I don't know. And then, I don't know. Twitch was just a little bit much for me. I prefer my life a little bit more chill. So I just, start up a YouTube stream. Why not? Slightly more chill. And it's a pace that I can handle. I have no ukulele skills. Nobody's going to watch me, bust out a jam on my didgeridoo. Trust me, I'm not that good anyway. And then I'd be all out of breath for talking about things, which is what I do best. I ramble, and occasionally it makes sense. Don't like Twitch either. The point system drives you crazy. Yeah, right. Twitch makes me feel like going to the zoo to watch people throw peanuts at chimps. Exactly. I was going to make the reference to our fellow primates there, but I was like, no, I'm going too far. But yeah, that's exactly what it's like. Mock improv. Yes, mock improv is the best. Mock improv is so great. Like it's fun to participate in, and it's fun to be in the chat with too, because like you're in there throwing out ideas, and then you're just watching all kinds of craziness take form. And I know you're doing the community stream stuff too, and I'm gonna try and hop in on that. Hopefully very soon here. Now that I've gotten a table out of my room, so like things I can move around in here a little bit more. I was very constricted for space for a little while. I am looking for another curb slope of the 1x2 variety. There it is. Okay, curb slope check. I think that's all the decoration we need for this side. So the design's a little bit different. It's a little bit more hollow there in the center. Bring them up here so you can see the different details on them. Yeah, like this one's got the shield plate or the shield tile, whereas this one kind of makes do from two slightly covered angled tiles and then two of the angled L's. All right. Rambling is good. Yeah, rambling works. Cut it down to twice a week and like it better on YouTube. Yeah. YouTube, there's a better chance that, of course, I'm gonna see something because anybody I'm subscribed to, they list it right there. And I've had to pare down a lot of my news stuff just because it's been so repetitive lately, and repetitive and depressing. So I've taken myself out of the mainstream of the media as it is. And I'm just in a little eddy now. No, not really, not figuratively. Okay, there we go. Attaching this to the back. Clip to the bar. There we go. Yeah. Now we're seeing a build that's in frame for a little bit. Next mock improv is Sunday, December 12th. I may or may not be able to join. We'll see. Because I'm working at university now, I'm kind of beholden to their schedule. But I am going to have like a good period of space off from like I think the 24th or the 23rd of December to like the 3rd of January. At first it was going to be, broken up a little bit because we were going to come back for a little bit on that week. But all we'd really be doing, since there are no students there, is cleaning stuff. So thankfully the schedule for that is reduced a bit. So yay. Right. There we go. Working on another piece here. See if I can get that back. But yeah, there are way too many streamers building the same sets, and that's how I kind of feel here a little bit. That's why I prefaced it with some of my other stuff. But I figure what better person to have put together and talk about the Infinity Gauntlet than me, who has such a deep personal connection to the comic books where this all came about. And I've actually been extending that a little bit deeper. I've gotten a collection of Jim Starlin's Warlock stuff, like the complete collection. So even more of the Infinity lore is in there because, it's fantastic. That's where Thanos really made his resurgence. I also have the first appearance of Thanos, Iron Man 55. I got it, which is also the first appearance of Drax, the Destroyer, because Drax's whole mission in life is pretty much to take out Thanos. That's the purpose for his creation. There and there and there. But yeah, I've been fascinated with the Infinity stuff ever since I started reading comics. I started reading Silver Surfer just before the Infinity things started going down, and then so when all that happened, I had a really good lead into, the backstory of it, because a lot of almost all of the backstory happened in the pages of the Silver Surfer. So, and I didn't realize at the time and just how big the thing had become. I mean, even though it had been a lot of crossover issues with it, I didn't realize it was like an all-encompassing, all-engulfing type of thing. And it became passe for a little bit because it kind of kept riding that horse. They had the Infinity War and then Infinity Crusade coming out after that. But people got a little bit tired of it after a while. So they were like, you know what? Maybe we shouldn't keep this going ad infinitum. We should calm it down for a bit. So finally they did. Yeah, I think I'm building ahead here. I'm double building. Building. No, it said 2x. All right, I'm good. But yeah, so the Infinity stuff is kind of deeply ingrained in my psyche. Thanos Quest is essential reading for anybody who wants to know like what is going on with this Infinity Jive. Because Thanos Quest is Thanos getting hold of the gems, pretty much. Resurrected in the Silver Surfer, and then went off to get the gems. That became its own little side thing, written by Jim Starlin, and Thanos Quest has 2 volumes. Written by Jim Starlin, drawn by Ron Lim, who was the penciler for Surfer at the time, and the best person ever to draw the Silver Surfer. Just captures the character perfectly, or at least my idyllic vision of the Silver Surfer. And Silver Surfer is pretty powerful, in his own right, but Thanos was blowing my young mind, man. I was like, what? This guy did what with what? Oh, and we'll probably get into this later, but we'll talk about the snap if y'all want to talk about the snap. All right, boom, boom. Sorry, I'm just concentrating on getting this one bit going because we're almost done with this bag. Snap in there, you. Come on now. You know you want to. As soon as I put on these other 2 little gold dots that I missed. All right. There and there. All right. Here's the finished little bit. It's a nice little half moon thing, right? Double stacked round tiles going into the clip and clips in perfectly. There's no better feeling than getting something clipped in just right. Of course, it's great if you have the thing that's beneath it that's on a clip all set before you do that, and then you don't have to backtrack and be all like, oh my God, how am I ever going to get this out without breaking the whole thing apart? Having to rebuild it because I wasn't paying no attention. All right. Let's try this again. There, to the thing, yes. To the this, Getting this on there. Here we go. And that, yep. Back on that. Thing pointing out. There we go. That's right. That's how we do it. All right. There we go. All right, I got to catch up on the chat here for a second because now we're only down to 3 extra pieces from this one. Yes. So yeah, I'm going to check up a little bit here. Way too many streamers building the same sets. And kind of 5 streamers doing Stranger Things during October. Well, I mean, it's a good month to do it. Plus, I mean, you can't really assume that everybody has the same viewers. Plus, I mean, they don't want to miss out on the fun. Like, so-and-so is building Stranger Things upside down. Well, now I want to build the upside down. Why don't I have the upside down? Maybe people will watch me build the upside down as well. I mean, there are only so many Lego sets, right? Thanos in Iron Man 55, just a shadow. He's kind of hinted at, yeah, a little bit at the end there. Still need an invisible Drax. Drax is always invisible, don't you know? I mean, I can't believe you've ever seen Drax. Honestly, he moves so slow. Can't even see him. Ron Lim Surfer, yes, Axel, exactly. Read the Warlock issues and Marvel Team Up Annual with Thanos. Yes, I have. Matter of fact. And those issues are all conveniently collected in this trade paperback graphic novel. It is, it's got those the team up in the Avengers Annual are right here at the end because it's the end of the story, essentially. But yeah, it's some good reading right here if you can get a hold of it. It's like $35. Back in my day, graphic novel this size would be $20, no more. But now these things are getting a little bit more expensive. I also have the Infinity story down here, which is a new one. Brings the Thanos's Black Guard characters into it a little bit. So it's much more recent. It's okay. It's a little unwieldy. They could have pared it down a lot. Sometimes it's over verbose. Sometimes it's overdrawn. Definitely overcolored. But I was in the mood for checking out a modern day Thanos story, just to see, because I don't really do libraries anymore. I used to get a lot of stuff from the library, but exchanging books, having other people's books, and germs, and I just can't do it anymore. You see, it's just too much. So I have to save up, buy my own, find shelf space. Now purchasing used, that's a different thing. I mean, one owner is different than having anybody's greasy mitts get on you. Plus keeping a running track of how many people's mitts have been pouring through the pages. And I must say, I like my new Consumer's Energy water bottle, but this thing is very restrictive, yo. Just makes me feel like I'm in the middle of a desert. All right, so here is the big pile of the last of the bits. All right. Checking the again before I go back in. Still need invisible Drax, of course. Already have, yeah. Everybody's got invisible Drax. You just Realm Surfer, right. Yeah, I talked about the Warlock stuff. Silver Surfer came in contact with a Venom symbiote in space. Yeah. So much has happened to the Surfer. I mean, I can't even tell you. So comic wise, glove is hella fun to pose when you finish. Oh, I bet it's. I'm going to make some lewd gestures with it. You can rest assured on that. Build it with me. Building what with you? What are we building? Oh, the invisible Drax, of course. Yeah, like I honestly, I worked a little bit on the invisible Drax last night. You can't see it, but he's back there. True, maybe I should build Stranger Things because of the holiday lights for Christmas. Right? Yeah. I mean, it's a great set. If the only excuse you need to build it is I want somebody to watch me build it, take it. I've been thinking about that set lately too because it's about to retire. So like if you don't do it now, you're gonna regret it because if you try and get it later, you're gonna spend way over $200 on it. I know there's a dude at work. The only person actually at work I've ever talked to any Lego, well, one of only two people that I've talked Lego with at work, says he picked that up as an investment set. So yeah, and it's a good set to invest in. It's $200. As soon as the thing retires, it's going to double in price, of course. And it's only going to go up from there. Even if you get it and build it and want to sell it later, you're going to be able to ask more than $199 for it. Maybe not initially, but certainly eventually. I mean, that's the way it is pretty much with Lego sets these days. If you look at it as an investment, And if you purchase Lego sets like you were thinking about an investment, even if you put them together, if you get hard up for cash and you don't want to see it anymore, later on down the line, you'll be able to recoup all of your cost and then some. Unless you're dealing with currently overpriced city sets, then it's kind of hit and miss. Even Chima has finally really started to go up in price. That's something to check out. And why can't I find... Oh, I know why I can't find it, because I've already built ahead. There we go. Now I'm on the correct page. They don't want me to do that. That's yesterday's page. All right, going in here with some more of the dropsies. There we go. With the shield tiles coming up. Closet full of investment sets. Zach, you are the most invested person I know. Well, you and Joel Marbella. Like, there's... like, I get the idea of wanting to hold on to sets for investments, but I also have a very tough time not building a set when I get it. It takes a lot. It's like something that's constantly on my mind every time I'm thinking about, what am I going to build today? Well, I could bust that out. Yeah, but then I kind of put that aside. You know, if it's a smaller thing like a gift with purchase, I can kind of put it out of sight, out of mind, like the Adidas shoe with the minifig and the 20th anniversary Star Wars gift with purchases, you know, little dioramas, the scenes. As long as I got those out of sight, I don't think about it too much. But bigger sets, especially like sets you set in your closet or something like that, you know, the more you look at them, the more they beckon to you until you can't resist their siren call anymore. And you just got to start assembling. And then you get a little bit of guilt. There's a couple twinges of guilt when you first cut through the tape. You're like, man, I told myself I wasn't going to do this. Now here I am doing this. And then once you get through the tape, it's a little bit easier because you're like, well, I've already committed it in, I guess. And then you start busting through the bags and you feel like a little bit of a rush. Like, I shouldn't be doing this, but I am. Check it out, man. Yeah, so there's a little bit of the bad boy in there. Or bad girl, depending. All right, boom, boom, boom there. Need a 1x4 plate. Sean. I don't even know how long I've been building and talking. I've just been building and talking. I haven't even looked at the clock yet. Oh, now I just looked at the clock. There it goes. Mystery is evaporated. All right, we're doing curb tiles here. Definitely got to figure out a better lighting setup. Definitely going to be working on getting a better sound setup because I don't know. Even with the videos I make, I want to have better audio for those. It's because I'm going to start trying to think about doing less review videos and things of that nature, and trying to make like little funny stuff. Maybe not so much stop motion animation, but kind of half-ass stop motion animation. Like more along the lines of Robot Chicken, but without even having like the lips move on this stuff. Because we keep it low tech around here. Right, need a couple more of those. And as you can see, I do not know my pieces. To my mind, for the purposes of what I do, how I build sets, how I approach it, how I think about it, it's essentially a waste of time for me. You end up knowing it and getting all set and pretty. And my thing would be, once I do that, I start seeing other things in those pieces, and then I want to go ahead and build that. So if I don't know, I don't have that temptation, and I just build the set I want to have here. All right, so something else pretty involved. I'm going to be using a series of jumpers here on this plate. Let's see, let me check back in. Man, y'all's going crazy with this chat. I see the Oive. Yeah, it is a nice trade. Yeah, I didn't used to feel that way about library books, Brickinista, but just recently, just in this last thing, that's I don't know. I just look at it in a totally different way now. I used to be all about the library. I used to be the kind of person who's like, man, I wish I worked at a library. Now I'm just like, I'm glad I don't work at a library. I've applied at a couple libraries in my day. I actually got the job at one of them, but I also got hired to something else at the same time. So the library wasn't going to provide me with as many hours as I wanted. So I ended up not choosing the library. There we go. There. Okay, we're starting on the knuckle action here for Thanos. We're doing this here. There. Yeah, Joel Marbella is I don't know if it's willpower or what with that dude, or if it's just the nature of being an evil mastermind. It's like how can I make the most people uncomfortable I know, get a hold of a lot of really great sets, and then just don't build them. I mean that's evil 101 right there, hands down. All right, I need some ingots. Now I need a little grill, the 1x2 with the slope. I can't find it, but it's got to be here somewhere. Yeah, right there in front of me. Okay, there we go. Boom, boom, boom. Yes, set, good, and knuckle plate. All right, we're scooting. Oh, look at this little side action here. A couple of up brackets like yo. A couple of 1x1 plates like yo. Yeah, the world map has always been on my someday list. I want to get it. I want to make the world map, and I want to make something else with it. I want to do the oceans funky, or just build America as a continent, something like that. Or, I mean, it's a pretty big canvas if you just get all those pieces. So you can pretty much build whatever you want with it. If you're at all well versed with studio, you can make something pretty bomb diggity with it. All right, so yeah, we got these. So you can see it. Yeah, just those little brackets underneath with the slopes there. Makes just a nice little hanger down bit. And this is going to attach here somehow, some way. This way. There we go. Yes way, Ted. All right, so we're leaving open studs there, which I'm assuming that's going to be for gems. All right, and there. This is some brown 1x2 plates. Still trying to catch up on the chat a little bit. Sorry, I just when I want to get on a roll with building, I gotta get on a roll with building. Stop. An object in motion tends to stay in motion. COVID makes you look at the world in a new way. Totally do. You can always burn library books, yeah, but that's no fun. They've done that before in the past, and I'm sure they left the book burnings with appropriate levels of guilt, and a large amount of ash in their hair, because I mean, logistically, that's how that all goes down. Okay, so what they're going to do here with this is going to be a weird little funky bit. And this is a great way to invert some stuff in a short area. I'm going to show you this because this is a really sweet technique. We're only going to take a second away. So you see we got the side clips there, and then the bricks with bar, and then they just snap them in upside down. So you have reverse studs really quick like that. That's just Brilliant is what that is. Okay. That's why even if I get pieces to mock something, I'll try and build a set because you're probably going to learn something in the process. It might not be something you'll use right away, but you'll be down the line. You'll be like, oh yeah, wait, I remember they did this thing with that thing. I can do that thing with this thing. Sorry, that's one of the most descriptive sentences I've ever spoken. All right, there. So it looks like Shah, then Shah. That can't be right. Okay, this is actually supposed to attach before I go any further. Okay. And we do that like so here. Yeah, now that the build's getting taller, you can kind of see what's going on in the construction. The next little bit we did was this. That's going to go on here. There we go. Like so. All right. Need to go to Thanos to put the gauntlet on. Well, Thanos is actually downstairs at the moment. He's involved in this next build. Or at least my Thanos mask is. Nope, just at the people in it. Yeah. The only pro noller here. Well, you know what, Zach? Own that. If you're a pro noller, be the pro noller. Yeah, I open the first outer bag, make a pile, make a little hole in the center of the pile, and then I pour the smaller bags into it to kind of contain it. That's my method. That's what I've developed for set building over the years, and I've stuck with it. It works for me. Plates are a good deal as you get 40 16 by 16s of them. So what now? Exactly what you need to make all 10 Rorschach prints. 40 16 by 16 plates. Tell me more. Because I've bought 16 by 16 plates, and to get them in any fair quantity, I got to get them through bricks and pieces, and that's not cheap, and it's not fast. But sometimes it is necessary, and you don't have a lot of color range to choose from. Down bracket, where you be at? I need it too long. Down bracket and dark tan. I think I should. Yeah. There you are. There we go. And that's going on the back of there. Like so. Okay, on to another bit. Sometimes no by color, I get that. Like if I get some new stuff in, or if like I have a big drawer that I'm pulling out of stuff, like if I'm doing a mock, I have a higher likelihood of nulling than if I'm building a set. Just because I need to know what's there, what I got to work with when I'm trying to just build some who knows what's it's. I'm just trying to catch up a little bit. Lego sets are pre-nulled, so why the extra work? Yeah, a little bit. Where's the Thanos head? You should display it while building. It's downstairs. It's part of the big thing that I'm working on right now, which I just got the pieces, I think, to finally put it into a displayable state. So hopefully soon you'll see where Thanos' head is at. Sorry, that's a big meta statement right there. Yeah, so there's that. Let's see. Good idea. Thanos can be observing here. Well, I mean, depending on how you feel about the whole Infinity Saga thing and Thanos' capabilities with the Gauntlet, like Thanos could very well be observing right now. Thanos at one point was omnipotent. So therefore he knew everything that was and everything that was past and everything to come. And so that's how they ended up defeating Thanos in the comics, is like he took on that power. It was way too much for him to absorb and, get used to. So he was off his footing a little bit, and there was an opening for his defeat, which is how Thanos is defeated so many times. He generally by his own machinations. Thanos Psychology 101 going on right here. And I put these on just a little bit high. Equivalent to 10 32 by 32s. Oh, the 16 by 16 Technic brick. Ah, yes. There are a lot of those in the world map. That I can attest. Because I think it's 8 across by 5 high. So you get 40 of them, right? Well, yeah, I guess that's what you were talking about. So, yeah. But yeah, it is brick thickness. So it is a Technic brick. It's not the first time they did a brick kind of like that. They did one that was 12 by 12 back in the day, although it doesn't have as many connection points on the sides and stuff. Was pretty sweet, and it actually is the basis for the flooring of floors 2 and 3 in Doctor Strange's house. Keep going back to Doctor Strange's house just because there's so much going on over there. The Sanctum Sanctorum, as it were. All right, connecting here. So we're building the inside of the palm of the gauntlet right now. Just double checking, making sure I didn't miss anything before I go forward. As I am like to do. All right, there we go. Let's see the inside of the thumb there. It would be the equivalent of 1032 by 32s. Yeah. Too bad it doesn't come in white yet. Though I guess I could reverse the build in white using black and the negative space. That's right. Never forget about that negative space. I want to see baby Thanos in the next Deadpool movie. That would be sweet. Wow, baby Thanos. Man, that kid had a dark history, yo. So yeah, Thanos ended up killing his mother, which is kind of a weird thing. More accurately, Thanos destroyed the planet that she was on as a teenager. So, yeah, he's got that kind of baggage going on. All right, I think I need, yep, there it is. This. Or this. And yeah, a lot of people have been speculating about Thanos' parents, and like somebody somewhere at one point said like Thanos' parents, one of them was deviant. It's not true. Both of Thanos' parents is technically were pink skins, according to the old school comic books. But things can change. Things do change. All right, and brown, where you at, brown plate? There you are. I should get caught up on the chat and then remember where I'm at and then jump right back to it. But I'm just too excited by this build. I just keep putting stuff together, keep chugging through. Brick. I just got on a roll, man. I'm like butter. I'm on a roll. All right, then the plate here. All right. I promise I'll take a breather after this. There we go. Almost there. This assembly is almost finished. He said hopefully into the afternoon. There, yeah. 2 of them's. 1. Number 2. Shisha. 1 and 2. Okay. And And this part is going to go this side. This side. Okay, that is so weird. I can't possibly do it. Okay, yeah, there it is. I'll tell you what. They make it so that when you put these things on here, those the plates and everything, the connections can't possibly go in any other way. They almost make it like a key, so it has to fit just perfectly in that lock. It's pretty awesome, pretty awesome and foolproof, especially for a set like this. This is going to have a wide appeal, so there's going to be a lot of people building this that aren't exactly Lego savvy individuals. So this might be a lot of folks' first time build. So doing something like that is really helpful. Double checking, making sure I'm good. All right, checking up on the chat here. Too bad it doesn't come in white, but yeah, give it time. Give it. I've learned that with over 20 years of being a Lego fan. Give it time. If there's an element out there that you want in a different color, give it time. It'll happen. Especially with the new stuff. Like these things are just being introduced this year and last year. They're give it time. There's a reverse base. Yeah, 16 by 16 olive green version of the 16 by 16 Technic plate. Yes. So that Bricklink, 40 of those. Yeah, trying to if you want to get the Technic bricks, it's much better to get the mosaic sets or get the world map rather than trying to buy them individually from Lego, because I think they're what $6 or $9 each. So trying to get enough for a basis for anything that you're making by buying those individually and then getting the dots or the one by one separately, it's going to be cost prohibitive. So it's best to get those sets, find them cheap. Target's got them all right now, generally $20 offers, or more. So get it now. Find the one that's got the best colors that you want. Hold on to it. Break it down and work it from that, because you'll be spending at least half of what the budget is or the price for that, just trying to get a hold of enough of those Technic plates to make a base. What age did Thanos kill his mother? He was 14, 15, somewhere in there, I think. Yeah, he took out a planet. Yeah, I guess she was there doing a humanitarian thing, trying to help him out, and Thanos was just like, taking it all out. Yeah, looking at that also, can't wait to get a deal on it. Yeah, so yeah, it's definitely the way to go cost wise. If you are a mosaic person, or if you just have one mosaic that you want to do, find the one that's got the pieces most closely in tune with your palette that you're going to be using, and go that route. Definitely the most cost effective way. The price per piece for those is insanely great because of the dots. And that's why it's going to be very tough, even though, we've got the Coliseum that came out, we got the Titanic that came out, and then the AT-AT and, the Star Wars ones. The big price, big piece count sets are not going to be able to top world map in piece count because of the dots. That thing is just insane. Okay, I'm doing something wrong here. Back this up a little bit. You know what I didn't see in this set? I didn't see a brick separator. That's actually a little bit of a relief. I have too many brick separators. I don't know what I'm going to do with them. Having that many brick separators makes me feel guilty, because I'm just like, to have that many of a single thing and to not be able to figure out something awesome for it. It makes me feel like I'm not living up to my potential. All right, there. 1x2 going on Shaw. Then we got slope here on that side. Dovetail thing, Shaw. 2 1x1 plates, Shaw. Okay, we're just making a ton of fingers now. That's what we're doing. It's probably going to be the thumb. It looks like. All right, so we need digits there. Yes. So I mean, I told you guys what I'm getting for for the VIP weekend. What y'all getting? What y'all getting? I have to know. I'm not dying to know. Like I mean, if you don't want to tell me, you don't have to tell me. But I'm curious. So, like I say, I got the police station on the way, plus the Ford 2-pack from the Speed Champs. Okay, this is going to go on that side. Nora has just awoken. She's over here. She's probably going to be heading out the door. Yep, I need to open the door to get her food. And I almost backed into the menagerie. How about that? That could have been colossal. All right, kid. There you go. Or are you going to stick around? All right, fine. So we're soon to have an appearance by Nora on the stream. Just when we have all the little itty bitty pieces going down here. Yeah, Nora, I've been telling people they're getting ready for you. Oh, so this must be the Infinity Pinky. There we go. Infinity Pinky. Here she comes. Get ready. She likes to create a lot of drama and tension and suspense when she's about to jump somewhere. Just so you know. Come on. Oh, she's doing a stretch behind me. She's taking her own sweet time. You know, this is difficult to maintain this pose for long, right? I'm not yoga. I'm not yoga level limber over here, cat. But yeah, here's Nora, everybody. Say hi to the people, Nora. She's purring if that makes y'all feel better. Yeah, it wouldn't be a stream without a Nora appearance. This is very true. She likes to get in. She likes to give her stamp of approval to everything. Yeah, everybody's saying hi. Yeah, people saying hi. Yep. No, I'll need you to turn the page this way, not back it. She got drool on the page. She got drool on the page. Of course, she got drool on the page. Thank you, girl. Yep. It's only a matter of time before she gets up on the table. It's just how it happens. $27 of them for $2. That is amazing. Yeah, this weekend VIP, it's way to go. Thinking getting both the Daily Bugle and the big roller coaster for VIP weekend. If you do that, I recommend doing them as two separate purchases so you can get the free gifts twice. Oh my God, you got so much drool on there. What's wrong with you? She really loves this thing. Yeah, I know. Okay, so this here. Ordered the yellow cube, HP brickheads, and a keychain for the monkey kid. But yeah, the VIP camera. Got my VIP camera. My big thing, I wanted that 10 sign. Like I've said earlier in the stream, I have a garage full of 10 signs, and I'm not caring about resale value. It's definitely going up on the wall. All right, so now, girl. Oh my God, you've wetted that thing up. Snap these two together, like a boom. Then we're gonna make the tip. And then, as Tupac says at the end of this thing, we're gonna give him the finger. There we go. There. Fingertip. There. Another ingot. Yes, I'm saying ingot. All right, and fingertip there. All right, so I guess we're working backwards across the hand here. And looks like the fingers are going on one clip off because we have, you can kind of see there, they're using these double clips to attach them for the points there, but they're only attaching to a single bar part. So you got a spare clip hanging around. Yeah, Nora is here, Koi. Yeah. Yeah, Kitty. You're the reason the city is so strong. That's right. I have to make it strong to withstand her because she likes to get underneath everything. Out of curiosity, Nora's eye, was she born with it or did it happen later? I'll go into the whole story here. Let's take a moment to picture Pac rolling. Yes, picture him roll. All right, so we got Nora technically as a stray. Tiffany used to work at a law office downtown that was in an old house. So it had like different issues with the different cracks, for things to get into the basement. So Nora found her way into the basement over there. Turns out she was from a house like 2 doors over that they bred Lilac Point Siamese, and Nora's eye was swollen. Plus, she had a litter of kittens inside her at the time that she holed up in their house. So somebody abused her or something. It's probably because she talks a lot. And she got somebody so frustrated that they couldn't take it anymore. But they ended up damaging her eye, and she ended up either escaping the house or getting thrown out of the house. So she made her way into that office's basement, and the person who ran the law office was a super big softy. Yes, I'll tell them that. Super big softy about stray animals. So of course she kind of takes her in for a little bit, and eventually convinces Tiffany to bring her home. But it doesn't take much convincing because it's Nora. She's awesome. But she ends up having a litter of kittens, and then after she had the litter of kittens, then they could operate on her eye, and they had to remove it. She's never had a patch or anything like that. Girl, I need to get to some. I need to get. But yeah, so that's the short story of Nora's eye. We go there, and this heel. We need more gold pieces. Yeah, she's just nesting right now. She's just owning the spot. I mean, I could try and get her down, but there would be a little bit of a flail involved, and I don't want to go picking up some pieces. Okay. Rest of a digit coming together here. I need to flip this page. It's got to go underneath your fuzzy butt. Okay. Thank you. All right, so there. This is going to stack on top of that. It's amazing. Like, I consider it a crazy thing and a highly unlikely thing if I ever complete a build, be that a set or a mock, without some Nora fur getting trapped in it during the building process because of things like this. Because of her insistence on being part of the process. And you know what? I'm a softie. I can't deny her Lego times. I need another ingot, girl. Help me find this ingot. There it is. All right. Leg amputation. Yeah, I heard about that. Sorry to hear about that. Yeah, it's a whole new thing having a pet with a disability. Although she does not act at all like a one-eyed cat. Early on, when she first had it removed, she used to kind of do this before she'd take off sprinting across the living room, just to kind of get her bearings on things because she doesn't have the stereoscopic vision. She's got to use that one eye, so she's got to use that move there to gauge distance and things like that. She's adapted to it pretty good. Like it's just second nature for her now. She's still fast as a cheetah. Like she'll tear out of here at a clip if she wanted to. Huh, at a clip. Clip. All right. Let's see. You're still reading this. I think I'll sit here. Yeah, Mike cat recently amputation. I'm sorry. He's feeling better. Me too. Much better resilient cat. Yeah, cats are. They bounce back. Yeah, Nora is a cutie. That's why she gets what she wants. You know. All right, we're getting down to the remaining bits here. Nora is making me feel slightly unsettled. Oh, she's inspecting the cellophane bags that the bits came in down there. And she never really helps me build. She just kind of is there when I build. She just wants to oversee the process. Essentially, that's what she wants to do. She wants to give her a stamp of approval and then move on to other things. And man treats because she's a treat hound. It's kind of a strange thing for a cat. All right, this and that and thing. Boom. And come on now, another one of these. Yeah, the fingers are pretty repetitive, but I mean they should be. Fingers are pretty much identical to each other, just vary slightly in length. All right, hold on, Nora. She wants me to let her out of the room, so I will return, but I'll set this digit right here so you can kind of see it a little bit. Yeah, turn these. Okay, go find you treats. She's off in search of treats and tuna. And mommy. All right. You know, I've done enough of these fingertips to know I'm going to need this. Right. I'm going to need this. And I'm going to need a 1x1. The dark tan. Yeah. There we go. Get this on, get this assembled. And then we've got our 4 digits together. Then we're going to get the thumb, which I'm thinking is going to be a little bit beefier of build. Another ingot. Sha. So yeah, this is the index we're working on here. Almost done. Right? Or did I reverse that? Okay. Shoot. Yep. I reversed it. It's on the wrong side. There. That there. That there. Necessitating that being there. This up there. There we are. Now we have an index finger. Fit for a glove. Nah. We'll wait before we start doing anything with it. All right, just a little catch up. Yeah, it's amazing how quick cat adapts to anything. Like they're amazing at that. But I mean, I guess you really have no choice. You're lucky she's cute. Yeah, real bad boy. Very annoying when he wants something. When she gets her dander up and she gets loud, dude. Like it's like that scene in Dumb and Dumber. What's the most annoying sound in the world? Yeah. How do you keep her from playing with minifigures? I don't. She's played with enough in her time where she doesn't really have the appetite for it anymore. She's like might randomly bat at one, just to kind of make a point. But no, she doesn't. She doesn't go after figures. She does get in the city. She gets in the underground area over here. She walks up on the platform. She is essentially the city's building inspector. She makes sure I'm code compliant. She's back again. Yeah, I was just talking about you still. All right, I need another 1x2 dark tan plate. There can't possibly be another one here. I got 2 Eclipse. And then that's got to go on there. I do not see another dark tan plate. Okay, that's one of the benefits of knowing is knowing what you have. But it's only once or twice during a build where I really berate myself for not knowing something out. All right, I've got these 2 1x2 plates with clips. That's not what they're asking for. I got a bracket there. That's not what they're asking for. I got 2 brackets there. Got some inverse stuff. Yeah, I probably dropped it, or Nora might have knocked it somewhere, which is highly likely. It's not being the case. Might have to dip in to my thing. If I can manage this entire operation from just sitting in this chair while not messing up anything too heavily all the time, knowing that I should be seeing this piece in front of me, but I'm not. But thankfully, I have a plethora of these tiles, or these plates. All right, that's on there. There we go. We're working on an interior of the thumb area. Cat. Making a slight shift. Shut the door. Okay, now let's see how far into the build I get before I find that plate somewhere else, because that's what always happens. All right. Anyway, back to the task at hand. There. 3. Looking good. Yeah, I'm almost done. Thanks. It is a sweet build. It is a sweet build. Now, full disclosure, I didn't initially plan on getting this. But as folks who shop at Target frequently know, Target has this thing that they do every once in a while. You spend $50 in Lego on certain sets. Sometimes it says certain sets. Sometimes it says any Lego set. Spend $50 on Lego and get a $10 gift card, right? Well, I did that. I got the Gauntlet, and I ended up picking up some 48 by 48 base plates, work on the thing downstairs. And I thought, all right, yeah, that's $100. I'm going to get 2 cards back. Oh, no, that doesn't work like that. Sorry. It was only valid on the plates. And since you don't have $50 worth of those, you don't quite qualify for it. I'm so sorry. Would you like me to ring up another one of those for you? Translation, should we go all the way to the back and get you another Lego plate so you can get your $10 off and like stop holding up my line? So of course my answer is no, that's okay. I'll just take this. So I ended up purchasing this, even though it didn't give me the discount I was seeking. But that's okay because it's looking pretty good. It is. What am I missing here? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I'm digging this thing so far. But yeah, so there was that. But of course, if you go to Lego's website and you go to retiring soon, you see they put a lot more things on the retiring soon. The roller coaster mentioned earlier was one of those. The Harley Davidson motorcycle is one of those. The Aston Martin DB5 is one of those. So these, the Stranger Things Upside Down is one of those. So if these are things you want, get them now. It's likely that they might be discounted on Lego.com for Black Friday itself. So if they do have any of those in the store or they do have any of those online, they're going to be sold out immediately. So if these are sets you want, you better go ahead and get them. Just telling you now, because if you don't get them, don't come whining to me later being all like, man, I know I should have gotten that set. Of course you should have gotten that set. I'm telling you this right now. But I'm not going to harp on it. But you know. Hey, Melissa, what's going on? We're working on the Infinity Gauntlet. Almost done. almost done. And if you want to rewind to the beginning when we're done with this, I was showing off this little pink number over here. Totally been utilizing that promo. Yeah, I ended up going back and I ended up getting the Harley Davidson, which was also one that was coming out. But that one, and I got a dots bracelet with it too to get it to above the 100, so I could get the 2 cards. They ended up only giving me 1 card. Again, I was fuming, just a little bit on the inside. But the Harley Davidson is a sweet looking thing, and I've always kind of had a little bit of curiosity in the back. That's not correct. In the back of my mind about building that, but it's one of those things like, I don't have the shelf space. Well, I don't have the shelf space yet, so there's going to be one that's going to sit in the box temporarily until I find a place for it. And also, if you're in the Great Lakes area, there are Meyer stores. I don't know if they're related to the Fred Meyer that they have out west, out in Brickanista country and that, but it was started by a guy named Frederick Meyer, but the Meyer is spelled differently. Like Meyer out there is Meyer, where Meyer here is Meijer. So yeah, a little bit different, but Meyer is a good place to get Lego, and it's been a while since they had a sale, but they had a sale, 15% off select items. One of those items was the, I'm revealing what's in my closet right now. One of those sets was the Imperial Cruiser, the Mandalorian one, the light cruiser. Anyways, the one with Giancarlo Esposito in it, or Giancarlo Esposito. But I had to get that because that was going to be a set where if I didn't get it, I'd be like, man, well, you should have gotten it. It was the time, even though that's not going to be discontinued anytime soon. But I still have regret about not getting the roller coaster. I have mostly regret about not having the space to get the roller coaster, because that was a sweet build. Thank you, Jamie Berard, for that one. And team. So that might be a little bit of light Lego regret, but at that price point, that's okay. Same for Ninjago City and Ninjago City Docks. Like, I got some regrets, but nothing heinous. I got the gardens. The gardens is pretty sweet. Kind of makes up for the whole thing. I think it's the best of the bunch as far as the Ninjago City movie sets go. Or the other 2 were movie sets. This one's kind of just Ninjago in general because it's like a 10-year anniversary set. But worth the $300 if you got it. And it does take longer to build that than it does the Daily Bugle. Daily Bugle is pretty regimented in how it's constructed, whereas this is all over the place. And keeps exciting you at every turn. Yeah, we'll go with that. All right, so thumb. We have a thumb. Thumbs up. Check it out. Check it out. Got your nose. Sorry, that was corny. That was corny. So I guess I should probably look before I start putting things, but I think that's where that goes. Yep, that's where that goes. All right, looking like building some more articulated stuff here. All right, going back. World map. Maybe the world map will be discounted for Black Friday. Shipping the bottle is still available. It's also retiring, but get a hold of it if you can. Build a better Ghost Rider's bike, probably, but I really like the one that they got right now. So I'm just rolling with that. Yeah. Like it depends. Like, do you want to make a Ghost Rider bike, or do you want to make like a Harley Davidson that got turned into a Ghost Rider bike? It's kind of where that one goes. Yeah, it's out of production, but it's still for sale. So if you can find it, get it for the shipping model. Dang, still at it? Yeah, I'm down to the transparent bits. Just a handful here. This is pretty much all I got left. What you see there. Yeah, corny is good. Hey, yeah. Spike and Melissa are here. already brought the ship in the bottle. I don't know if she did. Because I know she got the Barracuda Bay from it was a BrickCon door prize. How wild was that? Done. What have you done with the Eternal sets? Did they make it into the city already? They're in the city. After I finish this bit here, I will turn the camera and show you. They're in the city proper. Arsham and the Domo. I haven't seen the movie, so I don't know. I still don't know if I'm pronouncing Arsham right. Arshim. Maybe it's just Arnold. I don't know. But yeah, so the Celestial and the Domo ship are over there. All right, so this is going to clip on here. Is that right? Yeah, okay. There we go. That's on that bit. Let's see. Yeah, call the stores about ship of the bottle, especially if you have so many in your in the Seattle area. It's ridiculous to me how many stores you have there within reach. I'm jealous a little bit. That's gonna go further down. Shaw. Oh, I think we're in the 20 pieces left to go or less. Well, 30 pieces left to go or less range here. Boom, and then boom. We're going to put this on the opposing side. Doom. Shisha. Yeah, right? Oh, no. Let's bring this up a little bit more. The thing about clip and bar is there's a lot of play involved. So if you need to scoot something to get it just right, you can do that pretty easily. There we go. It's got a little bit of an angle to it. A little bit of a bevel. A little bit of a bezel. All right. Now they're putting the plaque on. Okay, so plaque there on the bottom. Thumb in the house. We're just down to the gems. All right. Seeing that Massive Eternals next to Galactus was a that just I really wanted to show the difference between what the Eternals Celestial should be in scale and what it is in scale. Because when I was a library person, I went and read the collected Jack Kirby Eternals, which I think is the first 18 or 19 issues of the Eternals that he did in the 70s. And the Celestials were massive. They were like 300 feet tall. So seeing them back next to Galactus, who my Galactus I estimate is somewhere around 50 or 60 feet tall, which is larger than your normal Galactus should be. Well, in numbers, but actually when he's presented in the comic books, he does appear to be about that tall. But yeah, so that's my interpretation of what a 50-foot figure is next to their interpretation of what a 300-foot figure would be represented. But I mean, you had to make it cost effective to make it a set, right? So I mean, you can't blame them too much. But I just thought I'd shed a little light on that, just because I'm wacky like that. Plan a trip up here before you make it to California for Bricks by the Bay. Yeah, that would be awesome. God, I would love to do like a West Coast thing. I've always wanted to see Seattle. I hear there's a lot of precipitation, which that's my bag. So I definitely want to make it up to the Pacific Northwest. Plus the Squamish Falls, like you were talking with that hotel out there with the Twin Peaks. Twin Peaks is one of my loves. So I would love to check that place out and do an overnight stay there. I believe Cooper's room was $219. I could be wrong. But I got to wonder if some of the interiors were just sets from the show or if they were actually based inside there. All right, so we're doing for purposes of this stream, we're gonna build a full yellow soul gem for this. We're gonna build it as MCU as it comes, right? But at a later point in time, I will be doing a little switcheroo so that we can put the green gem there at the center and do a little other adjustments to make it more like the comic version, the original comic version, I should say. I don't know what people have done in the meantime very much. Okay, but the soul gem, the green soul gem, was Adam Warlock's gem for a number of years. And so that's why, it being front and center on the back of the hand is kind of important to me, because I'm a fan of Warlock as a character. Just damn. All right, there, big old yellow soul gem, which is just a composition of yellow 1x2 and plates and tiles, essentially. Barracuda last year at BrickCon, yes. See, we have 3. You should plan a trip up here if you make it to California. I would so love to do that. That was going to be my next question. I haven't heard many give the movie a full review. Let's see. Most important question is, can you wear it after you're done building it? No, you cannot. You cannot. I do have a wearable gauntlet downstairs, but yeah. it's inactive. It's inert. It's been rendered useless. So it's kind of like the Infinity Gauntlet if you found it in the TVA where the gems just don't work. Most important question: can you wear it? Well, Snoqualmie Falls, one of my favorite places here. Yeah, it's got to be like the exterior shots from that show are just amazing. I haven't stayed at the lodge, so not sure. You would. I made it more accurate. Well, I would have made it accurate to comic books is what I would have made it accurate to, not the MCU. To the MCU, this is really spot on. But I mean, y'all know that I approach the MCU with a little bit of a grain of salt, just because it's kind of like what happened in the MCU. It was Infinity War, where Doctor Strange is like, there are so many different possible turnouts. I viewed like 6 million possible scenarios, and we only win in one. Well, I mean, that's how many different variations of the worlds there are, pretty much. Like the MCU is a variation of the worlds where Thanos apparently doesn't have power shooting abilities from his eyes or his hands, so he has to carry around a sword. Sorry, Thanos. Oh man, I must have missed something here. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those, and one of these still left over. Something can't be right. I'm gonna have to do some backtracking now. But I mean, it looks pretty good. Despite missing possibly a few spots here. Let me just double check. Oh, okay. There's one. There's 2 on the back of the palm here. Earlier, I missed them. Back of the hand. 3, 4. All right. I think I missed. Yeah, I missed a bracket there on the side. And I must have missed one more of these. That's insane. But I'm not going to go back into the build right now for it. Man, that is a bummer. All right, let me just check out the fingertips, make sure they're all intact. And I got all those 1x2s on there. Yes. All right, check out the back side of the hand real quick. And then I'll get out of this mode here and I'll show you all some other stuff. All right, back to the hand side thing. See, this is why I'm supposed to be paying more attention when I build, especially when I stream. Just because I am bound to miss something. All right, you go there, yes. You go there, Thing on the thing, check. Right, okay, good. Yeah. Man, doesn't that just beat all? Okay. Well, I'm going to go back through that later then. I'll set these aside for now. On top of a very huge volume of Guardians of the Galaxy that I have to read. Okay, we're going up. There. All right, so there it is, the Infinity Gauntlet. There. And of course, now we can address the controversy about Thanos snapping his fingers, because Thanos did not need to snap his fingers to make anything happen with the Infinity Gauntlet. The reason why is because this thing has a mind gem. So of course, whoever is wearing the Infinity Gauntlet can do anything that they think about, because they got the mind gem, right? So mind is connected to reality and time and power and space and soul and all these things. So there's no reason at all he had to snap his fingers. He did it like once in the comic books just to make a show of it, that like that I can get rid of people. But eventually, like later on, using the gauntlet, it was just a thought, and that's all it has to be. That's all I have to do to use the Infinity Gauntlet. You don't have to snap your fingers and stuff. So rock on, hang 10. So all the great hand gestures, and of course there are a couple classics that I'm not gonna, we're not gonna show here. No, we're not. But yeah, this thing is pretty sweet. Is it worth the $70? I mean, time will tell. I mean, it looks cool. I do have another Infinity Gauntlet, so it wasn't a pressing urgent thing for me to get this. But it looks good. It's shiny, right? Flexible in all the right places. And gem arrangement aside, just because that's my own personal thing, it does look pretty fantastic. So I recommend you getting it if you want to get it. And if you can find it on sale, even better. If you want to get this just for parts, I'm sure like this is of value with as much drum lacquer gold as you got here. So yeah, no, the gauntlet has 6. It's a do 5, and then 1 in the center. So let's see, you got soul, power, time, reality, space, and mind. Those are your infinity gems. Yeah, it could be on the left part of the hand. I'm gonna go back in and figure out where it is. I mean, I was thinking maybe it could be on somewhere on the inside of the palm, like down here by the base of the gauntlet. But yeah, when I made the gauntlet I have downstairs, I took welder's gauntlets because they go about like to here on the hand, right? So I took it, and it had smooth leather on the outside and like the rough, more suede type material on the inside, and I just essentially turned the thing inside out to make the rough part on the outside. So I took gold acrylic paint. That acrylic is going to be a little bit more supple and soft, so you can do some posing with it and get it to work with you. So I ended up covering that whole thing in the acrylic gold paint. I had a metallic, and I did a lot of layers, so it looks nice and shiny and solid, but it's still flexible and wearable, and you can snap your fingers with it, do anything else with it. Getting the gems to attach and to affix in certain places, I ended up using these little glass beads that you get, like a decorative thing. People have them in little bowls and whatnot, and then have like a little like plastic flower in it or something, just something weird. But over the years, I was collecting them because they were about the size of like infinity gems, and you can find them in the right colors. They look pretty amazing. So it took me like 5 years to find the infinity gems to make it, and then I finally made it. So in order to set them, I took those little glass pieces. I took some Sculpey, and I sculpted around them, baked them off in the oven, and then just went around those little Sculpey bits with the same gold paint. And then I affixed them on with super glue. Loctite is the way to go. And that's what I did. That's how I made my Infinity Gauntlet. And it's downstairs. It's pretty all right. I took it to a Renaissance fair one year, and it was a hit. I'm going to tell you what. Sorry. It's too much information, I know. But as far as the Eternals go, what's going on with that? So you got Arsham there, or Arsham. And then to suspend the Domo, I've got it on like 2x4 half circle cylinders that I picked up a lot of in, was it Medium Nougat? Some brickling store. So yeah, it suspends the Domo pretty good, and I got it out there in front of the bugle. So, but yeah, if you like the stream, let me know. Because I might be doing this again. Who knows? Like I say, I'm definitely gonna have a little bit more time over Christmas. So like this might be a monthly thing. This might be a weekly thing, bi-weekly. Who knows? Like the world's crazy. But I do want to do this again because I like having everybody here and talking about stuff. And oh my goodness, this has been going for 2 hours and 34 minutes. It's kind of a slow build for me. But yeah, high five on the gauntlet. Or actually, it's 2021. That's about the contact level I like to have right there. Just pound it in, Gauntlet. So yeah, pretty sweet. But let's see, happens all the time when you scheme. It's hard to keep track of time and chat. Yeah, it is. It is. But like I generally I say piece count, and I know how long something's going to take me. And this ended up taking me a little bit longer than that. But of course, I'm talking all the time through it. So yeah. And to start out, I spent like a half hour rambling on about this little number here. So I'm not going to go back into it again. But after we're done here, just rewind the stream if you want to know more about the collector's menagerie, because that's what it is. It's kind of crazy and packed with all kinds of wonderful collectibles. But yeah, I miss being live. I miss hanging out with y'all. So I'm going to try and definitely do this more often. Yeah, thanks, Zach. Yeah, the city, it's like everybody needs to get their own city. You really should start small, start with anything. Like this started out on a bookshelf. So they do grow. Your Lego collection is not going to get smaller as you get older. So start now. You got the bits. But yeah, thanks everybody for tuning in. Thanks for enjoying the build with me and having fun, and hanging out, and talking and listening, and all the crazy whatnot and wherefore. Yeah, so yeah, we all got to see Nora, which is crazy sweet, right? Talked about Jim Starlin, talked about Ron Lim, talked about the Infinity stuff, differences between the CMU and the comic books, which is something I kind of harp on and highlight just because my connection with it goes way back. Yeah. And thanks for putting up with the lighting. It's weird, right? So like, yeah, that doesn't look good. It makes me look like Boris Karloff or something. I mean, what about this? This is no better. Yeah. So yeah, thanks for tolerating. But yeah, I'll try and get on this and do the thing again. So yeah, bye everybody. I'll see you in the funny papers. Yeah, and check me out on Instagram too. Like I'm doing a lot more on Instagram than I am on here, even though like it might be a weekly post or something like that. But check my stuff out and check out Tricky Bricks, because that's the genesis of all of us doing our own streaming and stuff like that. Like Tricky Lug came from Tricky Bricks, and Tricky Bricks are Richard Flynn from season 1 in Lego Masters US. Yeah, that's what brought us all together. So give them a check out if you haven't given them a check out. But if you're here, you probably know. But anyway, thanks for hanging out on Saturday with me, folks. Hopefully some videos to come soon. I'm going to do a more in-depth look at this. And once I get the thing in the basement done, we're going to be taking a look at that, which is, it's huge, it's massive, and it brings a lot of my older builds together in one spot. So it's a con-worthy build in my mind. So we're going to be talking about that. Like, yeah, little teaser here at the end. But yeah, thanks a lot, everybody. And ending stream. Here we go.